Do you even know how to do your job? Or are you just that stupid? The man roared, his voice slicing through the elegant hum of clinking glasses and soft jazz. The entire restaurant froze, every head turned, a dozen pairs of eyes locked on the scene unfolding near the center table. A sharply dressed man in a $1,000 suit towering over a young waitress in a faded green apron, finger pointed inches from her face. Emily didn't flinch. Her hands trembled slightly at her sides, but her jaw stayed firm. She had been called names before, but something about the way he said it, loud, cruel, like she was less than furniture, made her insides twist. "I said no onions. What kind of idiot doesn't read the ticket properly?" He spat, slamming the plate to the table hard enough to rattle the cutlery. His date, a sleek woman in black with downcast eyes, tried to gently tug his sleeve, whispering something to calm him, but he yanked his arm away. "Don't defend incompetence, Meredith. I'm paying top dollar and I expect basic literacy." "Not this trash." The word hit harder than the volume. Trash. That's what he saw her as. Emily took a breath. Her voice, when it came, was calm and steady, though her heart pounded like a war drum. "I'll have the kitchen fix it right away, sir," she said, keeping her tone professional. But he wasn't done. "No, don't bother. You've already ruined the whole meal," he sneered. "Maybe if you got a real job instead of playing dress-up with a tray, you wouldn't be screwing up people's evenings." The restaurant had gone dead silent. Forks lay untouched. Even the manager at the back didn't move, unsure whether to intervene. But Emily did something no one expected. She looked straight at the man, eyes unwavering, and said, "Sir, do you always talk to people this way, or just the ones you think can't talk back?" The sentence dropped like a thunderclap. A pause. Then a murmur rippled through the tables. The man froze, blinking. For the first time, it was like someone had actually seen him. Not his money, not his suit, but the hollow man underneath. His mouth opened, but no words came out. Before he could respond, the woman sitting across from him, Meredith, slowly placed her napkin on the table. Her voice was low, almost a whisper, but it carried with steel. "She's right," she said, her eyes never leaving his. "You treat everyone like they're beneath you. Waiters, valets, my sister. I used to think it was confidence, but it's just cruelty." He stared at her, dumbfounded. "Meredith," he began, but she stood up, grabbing her purse. "I'm done making excuses for you," she said. "You're not powerful. You're just mean." And with that, she walked out of the restaurant, heels clicking like gunshots on marble. The man looked around, as if searching for someone to validate his anger, to reassure him he was still the most important person in the room. But no one met his eyes. One by one, people looked away or toward Emily, who hadn't moved. A slow clap came from the corner booth, an older gentleman with white hair and a kind face, then another and another. Within seconds, the entire restaurant was quietly applauding. Not for the man, for the girl who stood her ground. Emily didn't smile, she just nodded slightly and turned to walk back to the kitchen. But her manager stopped her near the pass window. "Are you okay?" he asked. She nodded. "I am now." She didn't cry until she got home. Let's go back. Emily was 24. She worked double shifts at the restaurant to pay for her mother's cancer medication and cover tuition for her nursing program. Every dollar she made went toward someone else. She never complained. She never asked for pity. She just worked hard. And every night after closing, she took the bus home, reheated whatever was left in the fridge, and stayed up late reading medical textbooks until her eyes blurred. That morning, her mom had a bad reaction to chemo. Emily held her hand the entire time, soothing her through the pain, whispering promises that one day things would be better. She arrived at work late. She was running on 3 hours of sleep, but still she smiled, still she served, still she stayed kind. That's why the insult didn't just sting, it cracked something open, and that's why, when she finally spoke, the words didn't come from ego or anger. They came from truth. The video of the confrontation hit the internet the next day. Someone had caught it on their phone and uploaded it with the caption, "Waitress destroys entitled jerk with one sentence." It exploded, millions of views, comments pouring in. Strangers shared her story, praised her composure, donated to her GoFundMe. A local business owner offered to sponsor her full tuition, But Emily didn't want fame. She wanted peace. She kept her job. She kept studying. She kept showing up. For her mum. For herself. A week later, the man came back. Alone. He asked to speak to her. He was quieter this time. Softer. "I'm sorry," he mumbled, not meeting her eyes. "I was out of line." She didn't forgive him for him. She forgave him for herself. "People remember how you treat them," she said gently, "especially when you think no one's watching." And then she went back to work, apron tied tight, spine straight. Before the story ends, write your location in the comments and meet others from around the world. So never mistake someone's silence for weakness. Sometimes the quietest voice speaks the loudest truth. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit that subscribe button.